Hey, good morning, everybody. March 20th, first day of spring. Starting to feel like the middle of summer here pretty quick, but give you our operational updates this morning on both Morrill and Cottonwood. I'll go around the maps on both of them, and at the end I'm going to answer some of the questions that you folks have asked. So we'll start out on Morrill. We've been talking about containment since I started talking to you. So right now we're setting at 98% contained. So we got a black edge all the way around the fire, except for this little bit of heat that's down here in the natural area. It's a dense cottonwood stand. We do have like 200 feet all the way around that mopped up, but to go farther interior is just a little bit too dangerous for our folks because of the burned out cottonwoods and possibility of a snag falling down. But we'll continue to see smoke in there and heat in there for a long time. We feel real confident about that it's not going to come out. So we're going to be monitoring that, and if it does decide to get active, we will engage our Black Hawk helicopters to just cool it down. But one thing with air that you need to know, water doesn't put fires out. We got to have people on the ground to follow up those jobs to kind of enhance that and dig it around and stir it. So, and like I say, if we do drop water on that, that's only going to be to kind of cool it down. So, but good news on that, the crews on that were assigned on there, we've taken a lot of the resources off of that, and we have them staged at Oshkosh and the other fire station up here, like, escapes my mind. But anyway, Keystone. One in there, one in Keystone. So what reason we did that is because the next couple days, especially into Saturday, we're seeing a pretty dang good uptick on fire burning conditions. So if the state of Nebraska needs some help, local volunteers and other jurisdiction, we have a task force of IA resources that will be able to respond. So if you see those guys around the fire stations up there at Oshkosh and Keystone, that's what they're there for, is to help you guys for another start. So one thing I've talked about is when I was telling you about our IA resources that are staged for initial attack is the IA terminology. We just go IA. So, and their job is to assist the locals if we get a new start. And really, I think it could be anywhere in the state of Nebraska. So, I talked about interior pockets creating smoke as they continue to burn off. So those fuels still have live fire around them, and when you get some sun and heat and a little bit of wind on it, they'll come in and go into those cedar pockets and whatnot, and then you'll see torching and a column build up. All of that yesterday happened on the Cottonwood fire. One question is, how many cedars remain interior? So they were all not nuked, like stand replacement stuff. There's still cedars out there that will survive this fire, but there's a significant amount of them that won't. Challenges associated with incoming weather. We're going to have red flag probably for sure tomorrow. And I'm talking to one of the locals. They said it's going to be just like when it started last Thursday. And one of the other challenges too is that we'll get sustained winds that will do a 90-degree about sometime Saturday night with a 90-degree shift out of the north. So it's blowing out of the west and it'll shift to the north. Talked about initial attack, safety aspect. So the safety aspect of what we do is with our folks on the ground is first off, we don't engage until we have a couple things established. We have lookouts, we have communications established, we have identified places of escape routes to get away from the fire, and then safety zones where it's totally you know, you can stand there no matter what, you're not gonna be impinged by fire. So we brief to that every morning, at our breakouts, and we make sure that those are established, and, we go from there. But accountability is one of the big things that we focus on, is to make sure we know where these people are at and who's working for who. So we really look at that real hard before we engage, and that's all put in the plan, the IAP plan, which is a booklet that we hand out every morning and shows where people are working. So with that, I would like to wish my wife Kaylin happy 45th anniversary today, first day of spring. So yeah, I'll see you next week.